American Soul, episode 5. This episode is called Fault Lines. If you think it's going to be an issue, go back and watch the episode, then come back to this. If not, I'm going in. This is going back in time with the war, with the guy that befriended Mr. Clarke, the Clarke family, the guy that allegedly something happened to him. He died in a helicopter crash, whatever, and this other young guy he befriended told him he could come see him. Simone is looking for her boyfriend JT at his apartment. Workers tell them that they were evicted and they were doing some kind of painting, and said new families coming in. Don Cornelius is talking to Ray Janae, the record attorney person that's supposed to be Gladys Knight's attorney for the record label that he's getting really cozy with. Simone's mother, Miss Clarke, is trying to get her husband's military benefits after his death, and they're not giving it to him, to his wife. The dancers are protesting, trying to unionize to get paid for the show. They protesting. Miss Clarke is upset about losing her husband, not getting his military benefits. Somebody knocks on the door. It's the guy who befriends her husband in the Vietnam War. Introduces himself and tells her that about how he met her husband, and he told that he wanted him to come by, whatever. And she tells him that he's not. She tells him that he wants anything, coffee or something, a lemonade or something to drink, and tells him that he's not coming back. He was killed in a helicopter situation. Envoy was ambushed, and they were killed, from what she was told. And he has like a flashback, and the house starts shaking. Don Cornelius arrives to work to the protesters at the show. And one of the reps for the union confronts Don, and he punches this guy out. Simone goes to the diner looking for her boyfriend JT. Why didn't you tell me you were evicted, or what was going on? And he said he didn't have time. He had to go back to work. Then the earthquake shakes. The earthquake also, Martha Reeves is doing a rehearsal at Soul Train, and the earthquake hits the set, destroys some of the set. The earthquakes mess with everybody. JT's mama and little sister and girlfriend are stuck because a telephone line has wedged them inside the building where they're staying at. And they're trying to get out. Everybody shook up. Don Cornelius on the set, talking to his business partner, said that they got some generators that are available. He said, why you not getting those, he scolds them, why you not getting those generators back up? And the generators come back and restore power. Don is looking to see if there's any people hurt. One of the guys that on his show, people that work for his, one of the employees said that he was sick, or he thought he was having intestinal problems or possibly heart attack. So he gets him, and another guy grabs him. They hold him and take him back to Don's office. Don goes outside to see if the protesters are all right. Everybody's okay. The protesters rep said, you don't care about anybody. You a con. They called Don a con. Simone said, somebody will find us. Why are you living here? He said that they were evicted. Don sees one of the employees, like I said, Jerry, that's sick, that's in the office, that they brought to the office. And complained he was having intestinal problems or heart attack. The diner owner finally gets to where they are and said that they're going to have to get somebody to get that electrified pole that fell from the earthquake, and told JT that there'll be somebody coming. Just hold tight, that somebody's coming to get them out of the building. Simone sings a song and comforts JT's little sister who's crying, a song that her daddy taught her. Don tries to make sure that his employees are okay. Martha Reeves is played by K. Michelle and is shook up after the earthquake and does not want to perform. So Don gets his employees to try to act like he's a building inspector to try to come in her uh, dressing room and basically tell them everything's okay. Basically try to smooth things out with her so that Martha Reed does not lead the show, because he needs Martha to do the show to keep them ratings up and keep those advertisers happy. And Martha Reeves wants to leave the dresser, and then Simone's brother Kendall comes in and wants to talk to Martha about his demo tape, and she's like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? He said, I'm a soul trained dancer, but I'm in a group, me and my sister in a group called Encore. We got big dreams, aspirations to be famous. And gives her this tape called a real tape. He said, that's what you got? He said, that's all I can afford to do the demo. Don and his employees come to try to smooth out with Martha and realize that Simone's brother Kendall's in behind the door in the dressing room, and gets that scold look on his face. And says, Martha says, Don, you got a lot of talented dancers there is in a group called Encore. And he sees Simone's brother and he smiles, but you can see the cringe on him, like he's not happy that Simone's brother's trying to mess with one of the acts on the show. The vet is helping Miss Clarke fix a radio after the earthquake, talking about her problems and asking about his problems, and him about saying about him being honored for being in the war, and he said that there's no heroes in war. Don and his assistant and partner are talking to the star dancers protesting. Don and the business partners are trying to tell Don that they should hear their demands for being paid. That the dancers want to get paid, and just getting a two-piece chicken dinner ain't cutting it for them. They doing all these routines and working long hours. I think filming 5 to 6 days a week, and they want to get paid and compensated. Don is angry. Then they have a meeting on the set about the demands. He said that he's glad that they're okay and that they could continue to do the filming. Kendall said, we can get more flipping burgers. Don said, well, why don't you take your group Encore and do that? The protest representative wants the dancer to be paid union scale. Dancers said that they work hard and they deserve pay for their work. They do different dance routines and whatnot. We make Soul Train. Don is angry. The protesters rep said American Bandstand is paying their dancers. Don said Bandstand has been out for 20 years. When they first started, they weren't paying their dancers. Dancers protest said it's going to take more than a two-piece Kentucky Fried Chicken dinner. Don said, well, you want a three-piece dinner? We can negotiate that. They want money. Don is angry, and the union representative, he punches him out again. And it's the second time he said, you hit me, Don, you're going to jail. The business partner said, I should never had asked you to negotiate, and walks out. Tess tells Don that you need to listen to the dancers. Don said, give up half of your salary, then I'll match it. And telling Tess, you're a part of corporate. You need to get down with the program. Don gets up and leaves. And said, you shouldn't hit him. He said, I should have. JT's mom is upset, stuck in the building after the aftermath of the earthquake, and has substance abuse problems and wants her fixed, is fussing at JT that she raised him. Simone interjects. JT mom fusses at Simone, "You're not family. This is my family." The baby sister cries. Simone tries to calm the sister down. JT tells Simone, "You want to know what my life is and what I go through?" And gives his mom her fix of narcotics in her arm. And he told her to watch the baby and the sister, baby sister, and forget what you saw. Excuse me. This is very sad. He has been going through this so much, and he has to measure the amount of dosage that he gives her so that she does not OD. And Simone comforts JT. He's very emotional. Tess is thinking about stuff, starts dancing. Then a light fixture falls down from and destroys the radio that's in the dressing room. She was listening. She was lucky that it was not in direct path. Miss Clarke talks to the vet about himself, how he met her husband. Some men are stealing from the garage. They confront them. Miss Clarke falls. Vet fights one of them off, and he escapes and runs away. The vet said, "You should not let them take whatever is not worth it." It was ironically her husband's military items that she got when they brought those items to her when they said that he was deceased, and the vet feels bad about what he said. Soul Train is still protesting for pay instead of just getting a two-piece Kentucky Fried Chicken dinner. And don't get me wrong, I like Kentucky Fried Chicken. They really good. But I'm just interjecting, but I digress. Saying they saying Don is a con. Don's the dancers are protesting, still protesting. Now Simone's brother Kendall is on the picket line protesting. Tess talks to Soul Train dancers and understands their concern, and she said there's a whole lot of talent out here, and you are going to blow your chance, and you will not get this opportunity again. And she said that if they would dance today, that she would guarantee that they would get paid. The dine owner gets the crews to remove the electrified telephone pole that wedged the building. They get out. The dine owner, Maybell, is glad. JT and them are shook up, and his mother and sister shook up. Simone and tells Simone to go back to her mother. She's worried. Simone says that no, I want to see where you live. Don is trying to get the show back up, talking to Tess and the business partner. They found a way to pay the dancers by having them shoot the commercials, and they'll get paid as actors. Don said he was kind of upset. Tess, where did you get this idea from? Was this your idea? And she's like, yes, this was my idea. Tess talks to her man outside on the walkie-talkie, making sure he's a policeman, making sure that he's okay, and he wants to make sure that she's okay. Martha Reed is doing the tape on the show, singing her famous hit, Dancing in the Street. The dancers seem to be working back on Soul Train. Don and Tess and the business partners on set having a drink and cheering each other. Kendall talks to one of the dancers after the set. And one of the female dancers that he's attracted to, they have a little crush on each other. He has a crush on her. And Don's crew finds his demo tape on the ground and gives it to him because it has his name on it. And saying that Don wanted to throw it in the trash, but he gave it back to him. And Kendall's talking to the girl dancer, and she said that he has a lot of potential, and doesn't matter if nobody hears him singing. And he kissed her. She regrets him kind of. And then he said he understands. Walks off. Tess and Don, the business partners, are talking. And then ambulance comes to get Jerry, that's the employee that's sick. And the cops look for Don, arresting him for beating up the union representative person. And he said, please don't arrest me right here in front of my employees. And they arrest him. He gets bailed out by his attorney buddy, Ray Janet, and she bails him out, saying that they can have their dinner. The vet is talking to Miss Clarke, asking where he's going. She offers him a place to stay, and Kendall comes home. She's glad that he's all right after the earthquake aftermath. And the vet, she said the vet is serving your father stay in the garage for a few days. And he eyeballs him hard because he's the man of the house and confronts the mother by letting this guy stay up in there, give him some money to get a hotel. Dad wouldn't approve this, and she said, Dad is not here. He's dead, and this is my decision. Tess talks to her policeman as as he comes back home from work, and she comes back from work, and about pursuing her dreams and dancing, and asks um, where this coming from. And then she goes to bed, and he sits there dazed. Simone and JT go to the building where they spend the night. Simone sees a poster and puts up and asks why some people get. She says some people got it worse off more than me. Simone talks to how her father wanted her to go to college, and she's emotional because he died in Vietnam. JT, she said there should be no secrets between us, and they comfort each other. Don talks to his wife about being home for Christmas. Regine and Don are in look like a hotel room or somewhere, and they're getting intimate. The vet that's in the Clarke garage in the military uniform with a gun is posting up, saying he's going to protect his post. Seems like he's going through some kind of mental, psychological war trauma from the war, and then goes off. And episode 7 should be out next Tuesday. If you like my videos, y'all, please hit that like icon and subscribe to Mujihi72. As always, Moose says peace and blessings to everybody. I'm out. Peace.